All right, we're live. Happy Tuesday, everybody. We're a day late this week, so thank you for coming and spending Tuesday with us this week. We had a birthday party for our youngest yesterday. He got a cell phone. He's 15.
I didn't tell anybody whose birthday it was.
I already did on the channel. I didn't realize that was secret information.
Wow. Giving away Isaac's
anyway, it's our youngest. He's
date
15.
of birth.
There you
now
go.
people can steal his identity.
Right. Yeah, he's got a lot of credit cards.
Well, maybe he will after this.
Maybe he will. So I have a camera. Eric sent me a cam link. I had a knockoff, not a cam link. It's basically, so I've got a camera, and in order to get it to work with a computer, you need like a linkage. It's this whole other thing. And it hasn't worked for ages. I tried all this different stuff. I tried a whole different setup, and anyway, so Eric bailed me out. So thank you, Eric. And actually, did we mention, I'm not sure if Eric put it up on the channel yet, but we have a stream on Thursday coming up with a very, very special guest. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be pretty amazing. I'll just tell you who it is. It's Sean Chen. And Sean Chen is a longtime Marvel artist. For me, most known for Wolverine. He's very known for his work at Valiant, and he did a long run in Iron Man. He's an incredible artist, a great person. And I got my start at Marvel doing work on Wolverine. I did a couple of covers and I did a backup story. So, that was during Sean's run. It was very special for me to be able to do that. And, I was looking at all that work a lot at the time. And so, he's a big deal for me. So, we were really thrilled that he was willing to come on. So that's coming up this Thursday at 9 o'clock. I'm going to start drawing. All right, here we go. Move that and start drawing.
You promised that we'd be done in half an hour today.
So I'm drawing Backlash and Taboo. These are two, not original Wildstorm characters, but I mean, they're so close to original, they might as well be. These are by Brett Booth, who was one of Jim Lee's very early hires at Wildstorm. I think maybe the first. And he's gone on to have a really incredible career, both at Marvel and DC and at Image and other places. He's a great guy and a great artist. And these are some of my favorite characters. And they're really special for me because these are characters that Brett was doing when I got into comics. When I was going to the comic store every Wednesday, dreaming of being able to work in the business. And also when I got to Homage Studios, I didn't really get to meet Brett a lot then because the Homage was kind of divided. We were already kind of separating. Mark was going his way, Mark Silvestri, and Jim Lee was going his way. So I didn't really see Brett much, but I did see a lot of his work, and I saw some of his stuff being inked there. And so it's like, for me, some of the formative stuff. So Backlash and Taboo are really special to me. All right, speak. I'm going to trail off with nothing to say if you don't take over. She's drinking her tea. And I have reference. Hold on. I'm getting used to being able to do this stuff kind of off cam because I'm not on the camera.
I'm confused.
Okay.
Because I have never, ever heard of Homage, whatever. And now suddenly it's
okay. So
I started work. I got my start at Homage Studios. I'm like, no, you got your start at Top Cow. I don't understand.
Okay.
Explain to me.
All right. Well,
clear up my confusion.
Top Cow Studios and Wildstorm Studios were both in the same building when I started in San Diego. And the studio itself, and this is where all of that and the Image comics started, was in a studio with Mark Silvestri, Will Spertasio, Jim Lee, and Scott Williams, among others. So that was Homage Studios. So we were all part of Homage Studios, but we were the Top Cow side. Brett was the Wildstorm side. So there you go. That's how it worked. Make sense?
Sure. It's a name I've never heard. Eli has a super chat for $5. Eli says, I just finished up my first draw through of Bridgman's last night. I'm hoping the second go around will get wrapped up before the end of the year.
Wow, that's great. It's and you'll find the second draw through There are always going to be frustrations. There would be for me if I did it right now, and I really should actually, just to brush up on it. But you'll find it makes so much more sense. Things start to come more naturally. It becomes part of your language really quickly. So that's great to hear. It's an undertaking, you know, it's something to be proud of to get through that book and draw everything in there.
Dan Genovese has a super chat for $5. Good evening, Dave, Meredith, and the flock. I hope everyone is doing well and having a great week.
Yes, and thank you very much, Dan. And good to see you here. Yeah, it's been a good week. You're a little stressed out. A little bit. Meredith takes on too much. She's too tired.
Mostly tired.
Yeah. And I'm feeling good. I had a lot of deadlines last week. It was a rough week. I mean, it was good. I was happy with the work, you know, but it just in terms of getting it done, it was stressful. And so I'm kind of out the other side. I still have deadlines this week, but I'm a little more under control, which is kind of nice.
So Henry Jeremic asked if there would, he said, Dave Meredith, happy birthday to your kid. And I imagine there'll be no stream on Monday because of Canadian Thanksgiving, which is 2 Mondays from now.
Oh, it's 2. Okay.
Not next week, which is October the 2nd.
Yeah.
But on October the 9th, that is Canadian Thanksgiving, and there will be no stream.
And unfortunately, we don't have a sub in for that one. It won't be on Tuesday because trying to get Meredith to do a, you know what, I'm coming off the camera. There. Trying to get Meredith to do a stream the day after Thanksgiving with all the family over. We managed to make it this far, you know, only because I know when to let it go.
Dan Genovese, did I already read this? Dan Genovese has a super chat for $5. Good evening, Dave, Meredith, and the flock. I hope everyone is doing well and having a great week.
Yes, you read that.
Oh,
like literally 10 seconds ago.
I'm so tired. Too tired.
It's nice to hear from Dan again.
You know what would be nice? If the cat would stop waking me up and the dogs.
Yeah.
Sprawl to Brawl. If I could get more than 4 hours a night, that would be nice. Sprawl to Brawl has a super chat for $5. Hey, Dave, I've been trying to hone in on figure drawing before I do a finished piece. Is there any books you recommend or videos in regards to practice?
To hone in on figure drawing.
Yes.
Okay, Sprawl to Brawl, thank you very much, first of all. I'm going to say that is a very, very broad question. So, and I'll say what I always say, and that is to really focus on this part of drawing that I'm doing right now. And that's just a really, really loose rough in. Just get used to not holding your pencil too close to the end, this end, I mean, and just being loose with it and fairly gestural. Blocking your forms really lightly. And then when I'm finished with this, I'll tighten it up. But you want to copy a lot of pictures this way and really work on getting much more comfortable just drawing in basic figures. That's such a huge, important part of it. And it's the #1 way to get more natural with your figures. From there, anatomy, proportion, all those kinds of things. There's so many videos out there. It's really difficult for me to just say, you know, this one, I've got a bunch. I would recommend, you know, look at the ones that I've got. And there are other people too, but you know, I would appreciate it if you watch the ones that I've got, and hopefully they're helpful. I would recommend Robert Marzullo's got a channel with thousands of videos. I mean, so many. I've lost track of how many he has, but tons and tons. And there's a lot of great information there. I'd recommend giving his channel a look too.
Andrew, so first of all, I'm going to address the fact that everybody seems to be complaining about the fact that the video and the mic are, your camera and the sound are out of sync.
Are they?
But it is what it is, people. Sort of like,
I wonder how out of sync they are.
Stopping the everything and starting over again.
Yeah.
It is what it is for tonight. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that.
All right.
Hey, at least we have video.
You have video. And then Andrew Dollhouse says, Dave, that Vengeance of Moon Knight painted cover you did is freaking awesome.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
And then Lance DeBoyer says, Dave, have you seen Greg Capullo's doing Moon Knight work?
No. I didn't. That is pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't see it. I saw, okay, so he did a Wolverine. It's like a special retailer cover. I have coffee that's still warm. Let me just. That looked very cool. I saw that. So I've seen some things, but I didn't see the Moon Knight. I'll have to go see if I can find it.
SCS Powerlifting has a super chat for $5. What's up, DNM? This is for whoever had the birthday, which we now know is Isaac.
I didn't say his name. You did that.
This is an ugly shirt.
Yeah, I love this shirt.
Until you go out in public.
I went to FedEx today.
And was actually humiliated by his.
And the woman behind the desk was somebody new, you know, and she was being very nice. And then I started to realize she's looking at me like this guy's, you know, this guy's a little off, you know.
I mean, I looked at you like that when you put the shirt on, but whatever.
It's a great shirt.
I'm not complaining about the image on the shirt. I'm complaining about the color.
The purple.
It is like.
Say purple's not my color.
No, purple is not anybody's color.
Maybe not. I'm off the camera.
Intense purple.
You know what? I'm going to leave that for now. We're going to focus on Backlash today anyway. So here we go. I have a very different book of the week this week.
Dave.
Yeah.
If you turn your camera off, then people won't be bothered by the fact that your voice and your camera, the sound are off.
I can do it.
Just do it.
It's such a shame. I have a camera. All right, I'll just shut it off.
I mean, if it's bothering people.
Okay, all right, hold on. And
then they don't have to see your lips move, and then they won't know. There we go.
All right. Now I forgot what window. There we go. Okay. Better.
Oh.
What?
Some people are like, we're not complaining. We watch the hand. And somebody
well, the
was
hand's
like,
still going to be there.
There. Just watch the hand. We'll get it fixed for next week.
Maybe. Hopefully. I have no idea why that would have happened. I'm at a loss. I don't know. That's it.
I don't know.
So,
it's always a problem.
I know. It's always
Dan
something.
Castelli has another super chat for $4.99. Hi guys, Dave. I really think you should recommend your Gnomon workshop videos. Following along with that before I copied Bridgman was a huge help.
Oh yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, Gnomon Workshop. I did some videos for them. Those videos were really interesting in how they were done. I went in kind of with no plan, just drew a picture and talked. It was a bit of a crazy experience, just trying to get all that out without really knowing where I was going with any of it. But they were a lot of fun. And I find I do videos now for the channel, and I put so much thought to exactly what I'm going to say, and they don't turn out as well half the time. That's how it goes. By the way, I have a new video out today. So if you guys remember, and I'm sure a lot of you do, last week, we somebody asked about chains. And then we talked about doing a 2-minute video. You can't do 2 minutes as a short. It has to be 60 seconds, I found out. So it's not a short. I couldn't hit 2 minutes anyway. I tried. But yeah, so I did a video on chains. It's 4 minutes long, which is a really short video for me. But it was so fast to do. It was so fast to edit. Like, it was kind of no problem to do versus some of the videos that I've done where it's taken like a day and a half of my week, and I haven't had time. So I'll definitely be able to get more videos out, just a little bit shorter. And it also means that I can do subjects that don't necessarily warrant a whole 20 minutes or something. Like just something kind of throwaway, like chains, which, I thought was kind of interesting. And so many techniques like that I learned at Top Cow, and you take for granted when you don't work in a studio, that you don't learn that kind of thing. I don't even remember learning it, but it was just, so many things you just kind of learn by osmosis working in a studio with people.
So far, go short videos, Dave, says Dennis. Nolasco.
Go shorter videos?
Go with the short videos.
Yeah, well, they beat the heck out of no videos. Even upstairs, a dog is breaking stuff.
He's dropping his By the way, cool chains vid. So there you go.
So yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was fun to do. It was actually very relaxed to do. And I talked, like that video was 3 times as long and it was still short. And I said all this stuff and I like all the, and I really, when I was editing it, I realized 99% of this, I could just cut right out. It doesn't matter. I'm just talking. Like it's a waste. So
hearing you talk is a waste.
I'm going to put a shadow here. And then I'm going to put a shadow. What?
There's a way to catch that. Just draw, baby.
Yeah.
No, you have good stories. Tagmo Model Works has a super chat for $2. Made it. Getting used to the new time.
Well, thank you for making it. And yeah, unfortunately, this isn't the regular day either. So this is, we're lucky you guys are here at all. But I didn't want to miss a week. We're 2 weeks into the new run, the new season. So I didn't want to just say, you know what, let's just cancel.
Then it just doesn't feel like anything at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you know what? I know for me, if I'm going to make a time commitment, hey, this is what I'm doing on a particular day, and it's just arbitrarily not there half the time, I'm going to find something else to do. So.
Extreme Maybe says, damn it, I already missed the purple shirt.
Hang on. Hold on. Purple shirt. It's Metropolis. So there you go.
Oh, that is more of you on my screen than I want to see.
Wow. Thanks.
You're welcome. I say that with love.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Talk to me about Formula One. What's going on with it? I see people talking about it on the stream.
It was a great and terrible week. Max Verstappen won again. So Red Bull, the dominant team, won the championship. I think Max Verstappen is going to win the Drivers' Championship next week. What else? Sergio Perez, his partner, because every team has 2 cars.
Keep drawing.
Yeah, had a terrible week, unfortunately, which, I think sometimes it just gets in your head and then it just starts to fall apart. And that seems like where he's gone. It's a real shame. He had a really, really bad week. Logan Sargent is a new kid that's racing for Williams. This is his first year, and he's really starting to kind of looks like he's melting down a little bit too. So it seems like, you start to see that some people survive the pressure and some people don't.
In the armor.
Yeah. And, and when it happens, it doesn't even necessarily mean like this is a better or worse, it's just.
People get tired. It's the end of the season, right? I mean,
well,
I'm tired.
And some people, you crack under pressure and then you learn to deal with it. You mature. And unfortunately in Formula One, there is no time for that. You make it or you don't, sing or swim. And you really don't, very rarely do you get another chance. So it was pretty crazy. And first podium for, help me out. Oscar Piastri. So McLaren got second and third. There you go. I'll stop. I know most people really don't care. So.
D's Net says the only people who can pull off purple are Prince and Joker. Just saying.
And I'm not on that list. So yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
because you are are Prince and a bit of a Joker.
Well, yeah, I could tell. Your dad. So I went to pick up.
He was embarrassed too.
Yeah, I went to pick up Isaac from school with Meredith's dad because we're actually going to go do a horse show this weekend. So we're just going to go. I don't know. I'm going. It's not my thing, but so he needed to know how to pick up Isaac and how to get around the whole thing. So he went with me, and yeah, I was wearing this shirt, and I'm sure he loved it. I could kind of, what, you wear it in the house, you don't think anything, and then you go outside in the light of day, and just looking down, I'm like, wow, what am I wearing right now?
Yeah, that's what I said when you put it on.
Yeah.
What, my eyes.
Well, and then it was too late.
Well, that's all right. We all know who does the laundry in that shirt. It's just never going to see the light of day again.
I've got a couple of.
I mean, I don't know why you choose to pick the ugliest shirts in the closet these days to wear.
Because
they're so ugly.
Okay, look, this is a picture by William Stout. It's a phenomenal picture. If it wasn't a purple shirt, all right, fair enough.
It's like you're all or nothing. All you wear are Harley shirts. No, all you wear are ugly shirts. What's next? I'm going to start buying you horse shirts.
Yeah.
You can just buy a bunch of horse shirts. All you can wear is horse shirts.
I buy shirts from wherever I happen to be at the time. So we keep stopping at the Harley store when we ride our motorcycles, and so that's where I buy some shirts. I don't go to the mall, put it that way. So I want to make sure that I'm in the screen here. I'm pretty good.
Sungard says Metropolis, my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, it's a classic, and it's a great shirt, and I'm a huge fan of William Stout. I mean, he's incredible. So that's why I saw this shirt, and I'm like, I have to have that. And I got another one. I have a Nosferatu one from him that I really like. I don't know if you like that one, Meredith. I'm sure you don't. But
nope. But
it's very cool, and it's black, so it's you don't hate it as much, right?
I don't like any of the ones you came home with.
I got one by it's an early Steve Ditko.
They all basically look like that. I don't know why.
You know what? What I'll do, Meredith, is I'll just save them for comic conventions.
That sounds like a great idea.
All right, fair enough. I got a lot of compliments at the show.
You should wear them where people will appreciate them.
Yeah, and at the convention, I got a lot of compliments on them.
People would love them.
I get home and
I'm like, "Where's the Harley Davidson shirt?" When I'm pining for a Harley.
Yeah, things are falling apart.
Yeah.
All right. Well, even Eric might be thinking, "Wow."
Oh, I'm sure he is.
That shirt's purple.
It's pretty bad. I don't like. We love you, but Michael DeFonte has a super chat for $10. Hello, Dave and Miss Meredith. Miss Meredith, thank you for your work on the stream. It is greatly appreciated. Dave, what do you think of the artist Hugo Pratt?
Thank you very much. First of all, Hugo Pratt's incredible. He's a fine artist, really. So I appreciate the comic work that he's done. I'm a huge fan of his work, just in general. I would love to see more comic work from him, but artists like that, it can be a little tough to get him to do stuff. But yeah, he's really great. Once again, I'm looking forward to you guys seeing the book of the week this week. It's a departure for me, I think.
Did you pick one of my books?
No, I could. I never have I?
No. Look, that's because you drew all.
I didn't draw all of
them. Eric says, Dave, add the complementary color and make your shirt gray.
Meredith's gonna. I don't have a good joke for that. Meredith's gonna throw it in the garbage. I can see it coming. Don't throw it out because I'll wear it to a convention.
You should not leave the house in that shirt. You should only wear that as like a painting smock. Cut it down the back. Put some Velcro in it.
That hand's way too long. See what I mean? You know what? At conventions, it's okay. Like you're fine. It doesn't. No one cares. Let me. I don't want to make a mess of this and have to fix it, so I'm going to go ahead and redraw that hand.
Quiet stream tonight. Thomas wants to know, does it take more time to draw a cover or pin up for publication than your great work on Monday Night Draw?
Oh, much longer to do a cover. Yeah, it's a lot more, to say the least. These are, and thank you, but these are done much quicker.
Somebody had a question about ink wash. Oh, Zeph Boy 808. I hope I said that right. Dave, what do you think about ink washing for shading? And would you be down to make a video on that? I love you, by the way.
Thank you very much. You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to have an artist on that does a lot of ink wash and try and follow along and give it a shot. I have never really done it. So I don't know. And I love the effect when it's done well. I mean, it can be really amazing. It's less common now than it used to be too, because Copics have really kind of taken over. And I think they might be just a little more forgiving. So, but yeah, I'd be very unqualified, unfortunately, to do a video on it just because I never do it. But I will say this. Generally speaking, in my opinion, and I don't want to have controversial opinions on here, but generally speaking, I think that watercolor, aside from some exceptions here and there, looks beautiful in real life. It really kind of loses something in print for a comic cover. And Copics generally too. I mean, and there are exceptions, of course, but I really prefer like a full painting acrylic, something that has body to it and builds up to white with paint as opposed to the white of the paper. I think it has a little bit more depth for print, in my opinion.
Dan Castelli is a super chat for $4.99. I heard a funny story about you. Did you once get fired from a project because the script was so boring you just started drawing what you wanted?
Yes. Oh, I didn't so much get fired. I quit. But okay, so what happened is
the unnamed book.
I had quit anyway. I was so upset. And I finally got to the point where I just didn't care anymore. And so I just started drawing, you know, and I didn't just draw whatever I wanted. I was trying to just interpret it, like give him, he could have put the same dialogue in there. It was just so deeply boring that it couldn't stay as it was. Unfortunately, the writer that I was working with was a genius. And so he didn't brook anybody making changes to his work. And so I ultimately had to draw those pages again. And I wanted to just, you know, say heck with you and just quit. But you know what? I couldn't. The thing is, it was a choice that I made when I did it. I knew I was kind of going against my mandate, say that, you know, and to put Marvel in a position of I'm going to do what I want to do. And when you don't like it, I'm just going to quit. I'm not willing to go that far. So I fixed it. I really shouldn't have done it in the first place. You know, if I had such a problem with it, I should have complained and tried to make the change. I didn't do that. I just did my own thing and paid the price for it. But yeah, I really don't believe in being the kind of person that's just going to blow up a project and create a lot of problems for people by being totally unreasonable. So I fixed it.
And you're much less unreasonable than you once were, let me tell you.
Yeah, I've gotten a little better over the years.
I'm having allergies today for some reason. I don't know why it's so bad. I have to go up and get an ice cube. Devon Vo wants to know, are there any updates on your create your own comic?
No, still coming, but no updates. Still coming. Well, at least this isn't chains. It's go a whole lot quicker.
What is it?
It's energy, like whips that he has coming from his hands.
What are his powers?
He has energy like whips that comes from his hands.
What's his name again?
Backlash.
Backlash. And what's her power?
I can't remember.
Otaku Samurai wants to know, are there any updates on the new Monday Night Draws book?
Yeah, we have a book, a Marvel Art of David Finch book coming up that we'll be talking about maybe even next week. I should stop saying that because I'm not really in control of when we're talking about it. So I don't want to just start, making announcements that I can't back up. But that's coming up right away. And then shortly after, in a few months, we'll start looking at the next Monday Night Draw book. And it's going to be a bit more of a mega book because I've got, so many since the first one. So it's going to be
maybe seasons 2 and 3.
Yes, it's going to be quite a bit.
A compendium.
There you go, compendium. Yeah.
Bradley Smith has a super chat for $5. Just started a printmaking class. Can't thank you enough for being an inspiration to my journey in art. Let the fun begin.
Well, thank you very much. It makes me happy when somebody starts working on art and starts, exploring it, because I think, it's music for some people, it's math for some people, but whatever it is, having a passion and pursuing it is a big part of happiness.
RO says, I'm working right now, so I'll see the recording later.
We'll see you later on. I'm looking up. The camera's off. Dang it. I can't believe we got the camera working and it's off.
It's Eric's fault.
Oh, really?
Well, it only showed up today. You didn't have time to test it.
You know what? This would have happened if it would have showed up a month ago.
You would have still only set it up.
Yes.
5 minutes beforehand.
Yep. I would have. All right. Let me erase this down.
Rob Afghan wants to know, do you prefer working at Marvel or DC? I've seen your work in both publications and was wondering which one you preferred for whatever reason.
It's a really tough question to answer because it's in terms of working for the companies, they're both very, very similar. They are both very reliable, and I just haven't had problems. Like they're good to work for. And so many of the people that I have worked for at both companies have actually gone back and forth. So there's a lot of editorial that, I would work for at Marvel and then end up working for him later at DC. Mike Martz is one, actually. Mike Martz was my first editor. He was the editor of the Wolverine book that Sean Chen, who is our guest on Thursday. In case you missed that when we first started, we have Sean Chen coming on Thursday. We're going to be drawing Wolverine together. Along with Eric at 9:00 Eastern. But he was the editor on that book. And then he was my editor on Batman for my first run on Batman. So
was it Ricky Purden?
Yeah, Ricky Purden. He was at DC and then he's at Marvel still now. So yeah, there's a lot of that. So it's really difficult for me to say, oh, I like the people at one place over another, and then it comes down to the characters. And Marvel has Spider-Man and the X-Men and Avengers and so much. But then, DC has some of the most iconic characters, arguably the most iconic characters in the business. So it's a tough question to answer.
There is no right answer.
There's no right answer.
Her superpower says World of Wildstorm is vampiric symbiote.
There you go.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
And Tagmo Model Works says her power is seduction.
Well, that's a very vampiric thing, that's like I can't think. All right. This is what I get for being the kind of guy that looks at the pictures a whole lot more than reads the books.
That seems true. Steve King, I see Dave as a guest at Motor City in November. Will you both be attending? No.
You're not going?
No.
Well, it looks like it's just me.
Just Dave. Take Isaac.
Yeah.
He'll have a blast.
All right, I'll do that. He's got a cell phone now. It'll be easy to track him.
It will be. You can do the Find My Phone.
Mm-hmm.
I can track him. Jim Klein has a super chat for $5. Hi, DNM. I hope all is well. I may have missed an announcement, but is Monday Night Draw starting an hour earlier this season? Yes, it is, Jim, so that Meredith can be sort of awake.
When we started Monday Night Draw, we were at the old house. We hadn't moved out to the country, and Meredith didn't have horses in the backyard. Nowadays, she wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is. I don't know, some ungodly hour. And so she's just wiped out every night. And it's been a real problem. And part of the reason why Monday Night Draw kind of took a bit of a hiatus there was just because Meredith was just struggling to be able to do it. And so it took us, 6 months, 8 months to figure out, hey, we'll start an hour earlier. We don't think fast here.
Well.
So yeah, we're 7 o'clock now, which is good for, some people and worse for others. It's just how it goes, unfortunately. But, the nice thing is if it's a bit more of a difficult time, at least you could watch it later on YouTube on like repeats or whatever I don't know. You can watch it later.
It's a video. You don't watch it on repeats. It's not
know.
TV.
All right. Thank you.
You just play the video.
You play the video. Yeah.
Black Tiger 001 has a super chat for $2. Black Tiger wants to know, which artist would you love to see draw your character?
Wow. Okay. I kind of
put him in a difficult spot because a lot of artists watch the stream, and what if somebody's like, he didn't say me?
Yeah, it's
an unanswerable question.
It kind of is. Like I hate to just here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go with some of my longtime favorites, like Adam Kubert and Andy Kubert and Lee Weeks and Kevin Nolan, Mike Mignola, and Travis Terrest. Some because I can think of, there are some current artists that I'm a massive fan of, and I would love to see it. There's so many though. I have a YouTube channel. I should try and get him on and draw my character. I never do that.
Yeah. There you go. Dan Genovese wants to know, do you still have the Infinity Vase? Unfortunately, we do.
I sure do.
Sadly, I don't see it.
Here, hold on.
You don't have the camera on.
Okay, wait, let me do that first. I need it on a toggle.
What does that mean?
It's a button that I have to go, and if I could just look how big I made that thing.
Yeah, I told you, nobody needs to see your face that big.
I'm moving it the wrong way. There you go. There it is. Still there.
I feel like that ugly vase goes well with your ugly shirt tonight.
All right.
Henry Jeremick says, I think the chat suggested a 7 o'clock start time seasons ago, but I like the new 7 start time. If Meredith is happy, then I'm happy. It's probably true, Henry. It's probably true. But yeah. Dave tends to get in his it must be at 8 o'clock.
Well, I get a little bit of I'm not so much resistant to change.
Yes, you are.
As much as
resistant to change.
I guess. But the reason for it is I just decide that this is how things are, and so that's how things are. And it's not even me not wanting to change it so much as I just don't even see it as being changeable because that's how it is. And I'm like that with a lot of things. It's really difficult.
Truth.
I wanted to say something. Oh, right. Yeah. If I had my way,
we do it
at 9.
At night.
Because
I never have Meredith.
I know, and that's why I wouldn't, I'm not saying I want it that way, but it means I spend my time with you, then I can just go down, and I tend to work late, so it works well, which is why all of the artist streams we do later.
Yeah, because you artists stay up late.
Yeah, and that's always barring, with Sean Chen, I said to Sean, if a different time works better, we're happy to do it, but so far everybody's been pretty good with 9. So
because you're all night owls.
Yep.
All right, you ready for this one? Miguel Mendonca is on the stream tonight.
No kidding.
He says, "Hey, Dave and Meredith, I'm working on some pages while listening to the stream. Will you guys be at New York Comic Con? It would be so awesome to see you both there."
I will be. Unfortunately, Meredith won't, but yeah, I'd love to
But
see
my
you there.
sister will be there, so you can say hi to her.
Yeah, they're very similar, actually.
Just think of her as me.
Yep. Yeah. Well, first of all, great to see you here, Miguel.
For those of you who don't know, I mean, obviously I'm assuming everybody knows Miguel because he's doing killer work at DC. But I also had the privilege of working with Miguel on Little Mermaid for help me out.
Zenoscope.
Thank you. I'm still tired. And then he also filled in a couple issues of Wonder Woman when you had to bump off.
Beautiful work.
Miguel, so talented.
We knew
he was awesome.
Yeah, right from the beginning.
We knew first.
Yeah, when we were at Zenoscope, when you were at Zenoscope, I knew the minute I saw stuff that you were not going to be able to work with him long at Zenoscope, because he's the kind of person that's going to be at Marvel and DC and doing big projects soon, and he was. Oh yeah, once DC had their hands on him, they were never letting go. Yeah.
So have fun at New York, though, Miguel. Say hi to Dave.
Yeah, and please definitely come by. It'd be great to see you.
Find each other.
Catch up.
Tyler wants to know, hey Dave, is this the first time you've drawn Backlash?
It is. And next week it'll be Voodoo, so that'll be my first time with Voodoo.
It's not Voodoo.
What are you talking about? Oh, shoot. Taboo. Voodoo is also a Wildstorm character. That's a Jim Lee character. Yeah. They both have 2 O's in my defense,
There's no defense for you.
All right.
Well, to be fair, you're never good with names. You're probably better with comic book names, though, than with other people's names. Truth. Is that true? You remember comic book characters' names more than you remember people's names?
Probably, yeah. That sounds so terrible.
You remember the comics more than the real people. It is terrible.
I mean, well.
Did I ask that question? Is this the first time you've drawn Backlash?
Yes.
I got distracted by the Voodoo comment. Jenny Soap Dish wants to know, Dave, do you have any recommendations on create-your-own comics in regard to publishing? I am finishing up a 46-page comic and then considering submitting it to Image, Dark Horse, Boom, etc.
Now, I've talked to Boom, and they are a great publisher. They're great at promotion. They have a very good deal. If you can get in with Boom, jump on it. Dark Horse has also a lot of experience. They're great. Image is the best deal in some ways, and it can be a difficult deal in other ways. Just because Image will give you the most control and ownership over your book, and you'll get the most money in the sense that you pay for production costs. And last that I know of, production costs were $2,500, something like that. It might be a little more now, but they're very, very cheap. Like they don't hit you with a lot. And for comic publishing, that is cheap. Now, unfortunately, with the tight margins comics are under, a lot of comics, that can be still something. But for that $2,500, you own everything. You get every bit of profit. So if you sell 100,000 copies, you'll make a whole lot of money, and they take nothing from that. And that's a great deal. And if you want to make a movie, a TV show, or a video game, or anything else with the work, you have 100% control over it. So studios are dealing directly with you. You don't have anybody getting in the way and saying, hey, we're going to broker this deal for you. The reason you don't want somebody else to broker your deal is something called a producer. So what happens is you have an ownership stake, but if you are not a producer, that means that you're not actually pulling down a salary from the production of whatever, your property. You have to wait until it makes a profit. And if you work with shady people, it will never make a profit. I don't care if it's the Lion King. You're never going to see a penny out of that. They can make it as expensive as they want to make it on paper to make sure that you really don't get anything. And so being able to avoid that, if you can, that's at least you can avoid it from a publisher standpoint with Image, but it's a tough world out there. So
Leon Leclerc has a super chat for $4.99. Hi, DNM. My 6th cover comes out next week. Plus, I'm working on finishing up my first full issue right now. Thank you both for all that you do. And this is the first super chat from Leon.
well, thank you very much, Leon. It's great to hear. That's a 6th issue, 6th cover.
6th cover.
That's awesome.
And finishing up his first full issue.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, it's an achievement. It is so much work. It's a lot of work when you know what you're doing. Not to say that you don't know what you're doing. That's not what I mean. But when you're very experienced, eventually you get to a point where you've done everything enough times that it starts to get easier. And it's less of a, I'm sure you guys know, so many of you know, that drawing can be really mentally taxing. You know, it feels like a high wire act a little bit because you want to produce the best work that you can. You have so much riding on it. I think probably the biggest thing you have riding on it is just your own self-esteem, which is not healthy, but it's the truth. So it can take so much out of you to draw something when there's pressure on. But the more you do it, obviously, the easier it gets. And so, yeah, getting through those first few 6 covers, a whole issue worth of work, that's a milestone. So that's great. It's great to hear.
Dan Genovese says, Dave, do you know your schedule for when you will be at your table at New York Comic Con? He does not.
Don't know. Unfortunately, I don't.
Oh, and Brett Booth's here, Dave.
Really?
He says, looking good.
Well, thank you, Brett. Great to see you. That's awesome. We have Brett Booth here, everyone. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming by. And, you know, if ever you'd like to, you know, maybe come by and draw a little bit, you know, I would be thrilled. I don't know if that's something Brett would like to do, but that would be pretty amazing. Either way, it's great to see Brett here.
Eric says, I'm not sure if it's the real Brett Booth. I need 3 forms of identification. Oh my gosh.
Now, if it is the real Brett Booth, he's never coming back.
That's right.
Dang it.
Hoaxer wants to know, hey, Dave, I've been working on a comic but lost interest in art. What do you do if that happens?
Okay. One part of me wants one part of me wants to say you have to question, is this what you really want to do? You know, and it's not for everybody. So that is a factor. The other part of me wants to say that happens to all of us. So to just say, oh, you know what, you lost motivation for a little bit, you didn't want to do it, and so therefore this isn't for you. I don't think that's fair at all, because like I said, it's a very draining thing to do, and
that's with everything. Even when you do your passion. I love our horses, but there are some days I'm tired and I don't want to ride. Yeah, and I love it. Yeah, you're allowed to have those days.
So yeah, and then
be kind to yourself when you do.
Well, sort of.
Take a day, and you always say to me when I have a bad day, it's just a day.
Yes, but you can't let yourself turn that into a month.
No, I'm not saying that. I said
well, you don't. I'm just saying
a day
for the purposes of
take a break, and then.
This is where writer's block comes from. It's not because you've forgotten how to write. It's all it is just that line of dialogue or that bit of art that you put on the page. What if it's not good enough? You know, what if it doesn't live up? What if people laugh at me? You know, that's really what it comes down to. What if I am not actually who I dream of being? You know, and you can't let yourself go there, because it's so easy to quit, because then you never really tested yourself, did you? You know, you didn't really do it. It just wasn't for you. And hey, if you wanted to do it, sure, you could have. And it's such a cop out. So, you know, you have to put it out there and not let yourself get blocked by those kinds of feelings, and just do the best you can do, and take the hits when they come and people laugh at you online, which will happen.
Everybody on the stream is saying, Brett Booth, And Brett said, David, once we get settled into our new house, sure, he'll come on the stream.
Awesome. I know he hasn't had the best internet for a while, so it hasn't really been something that he could do, but that would be amazing. I'm pointing at the camera as if it's still on. That would be amazing. So
well, people can see your pointy finger.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, that would be great. You know, we have so much of like shared history, and he has an insight into it that I don't have. You know, he worked for Wildstorm, first of all. And so, you know, worked very closely with Jim Lee and that whole group, but he also was there long before I was. So it's, you know, he's got a very different perspective on, you know, a lot of the early Image days. I think it'd be really, really interesting. The early Homage Studios days, Meredith.
Homage. Random Pat says, these streams are always so introspective and make me ponder on my own life. Aha. As an aspiring professional artist, I can relate to what Dave is saying in so many ways.
Yeah, it's drawing pictures, but you have to overcome your own, you know, mental blocks too. And I don't think it's okay. My opinion, you can't change who you are. So those kinds of things are going to come up. What you have to learn how to do is work around your crazies, you know, whatever it is that you struggle with. There are strategies you can find to work around it.
Bacon Pizza says, hey, David, I'm an aspiring comic book artist outside of the comic book industry and was wondering if you had any advice or principles on making a great cover.
Yes. Okay. Step number 1, never draw a character from behind. You can, and I mean, come on, Frank Frazetta, like some of his best paintings have characters from behind. So it's not a universal rule, but I can tell you that generally speaking, publishers are very reluctant to let you do that. So you can draw characters from behind, but generally you want that to be, you have a focal character. So here, okay. So if I draw 2 characters fighting, I'm going to have one character, here he is, and he's punching down this way. Here's his hand, you know, he's punching. And then I've got my other character and his head is pointed this way. This is his back and he's being hit. And, you know, there you go. That's his ear. So that's fine, but it's not really a cover that you can get away with a lot of times. Like if I'm drawing Batman and Superman, the publisher's not going to want to see either one of those characters from behind in that kind of position. So I end up having to do something like I'll draw, here's one of them up here. Maybe this will be Superman. And he's got his arm up in the air and the other arm's down. And I'm sure you've seen a million covers like this and the legs up, you know. And then the other character is like this. This is his front, so this will be Batman. That's his bat symbol. His head's pointed up toward Superman. Let me lower that arm a little bit so it's not pointing right at his face. And I've got this arm cocked back and maybe this arm punching forward. Here's his legs and here's another leg up like this. And there you go. You know, you end up with something much more like that because you need to see both of their fronts. So there's something to really be aware of for superhero covers is they really want to see the fronts of the characters and see them well showcased. Another thing is just understanding, you know, simple things like a, you know, triangle composition. So that would be, you know, here's your main figure and you've got a few other figures kind of displayed around them like this, you know, and this is a real classic kind of Frazetta, not just Frazetta. It's a very classic kind of a composition. You can see this used all over the place. So you really want to be aware of shapes like that. Another composition is you've got your main subject. Here's a guy and he's, you know, he's going to be fighting. And then he's in the center of the cover. And then all around him, I'm going to draw people. And now I'm drawing their backs after I say you can't do that. But this is just like a group of ninjas or whatever. I'm going to draw them really badly all around him. Here's his hand and here's his head. And basically what I'm going to do is create a circle all around the guy. I don't want to draw every single character. And this is like a block, and that's your main focal point. And you could have like weapons and things pointed at your character. That's a very classic kind of a cover. So you want to look for these kinds of themes in covers. I have a book on, or a book. I have a video on cover composition. So I'd really recommend taking a look at that. Hopefully that'd be helpful. But yeah, it needs to showcase characters as much as possible. There's so many ways to do it. You could do it like Drew Struzan, where you've got, the big head and then a couple of smaller heads. And here's a guy over here and over here. And then you got your, kind of figure like here, and he's holding the lightsaber. There's his ears. You see what I mean? Like you can do like so many different kinds of designs. But you need to be aware of there are themes for designs. There really are. It's not just a random thing. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful. It's a broad subject, so I wish I could say more or be more specifically helpful, but it's very broad.
All right. Drunkfish 6666 wants to know, what's your favorite music to draw to?
I don't generally draw to music. If I do, I like, right now I like Volbeat a lot. Mostly I listen to music on my motorcycle when I'm riding. But yeah, I'm a huge Volbeat fan right now. When I'm drawing, generally speaking, what I'm watching lately? It's embarrassing, I gotta say. But there are a million videos of people going to court and then acting like dummies. And it is like entertainment ensues. And so I end up watching videos of court. Yeah. This is what happens when you have too much time sitting watching YouTube on your hands. Eventually you go down a rabbit hole of stupidity.
You go down the rabbit hole of stupidity, Dave?
Never.
That would never happen.
How long have I been off the picture? It's constant right now.
I don't know, because you got it so zoomed in.
I don't actually. Is it zoomed in? Maybe it is.
It feels like it is.
It's worth checking. That'd be crazy if it was zoomed in this whole time. Nope.
No?
Nope.
You can't move the camera up a little bit?
I could adjust it, but here's zoomed in.
Oh.
Okay, let me move the camera a little bit. See if I can. I was losing the bottom though. Okay.
Are you doing a book of the week tonight?
Yes. Is it time?
Well, it's 7:57. Do you want to do it now, or do you want to wait 3 minutes?
No, let's just do it.
Right.
Oh, here, hold on. Hang on. Where's it? Here. Music. And good. All right. Book of the week. So this week we have this is Graphic Ink, the comics art of Darwyn Cooke. It is a massive book. It's a big, beautiful hardcover. Darwyn died. This is how many? I think I want to say 2015. Unfortunately, he died way too soon. And he was a really interesting person. He was a great person, and an incredible designer. And he had such a range of styles that he could work in. My favorite really is the style that he's most known for. And this book really, it shows, here's some early work from him, obviously. And it kind of goes through his evolution in the beginning of the book of some of his earlier style before he really found his later style like this. And I mean, this is a beautiful picture. I mean, that is absolutely amazing. If there's any way I could copy that, I wouldn't even know where to start. Like take that and try and make something out of it. But it's just so different from how I think. I wouldn't even know where to begin with that, but it's just striking. And he has a lot of Bruce Timm influence. You can see it in some things like this. But it's a real range and just a beautiful graphic style and beautiful design. There have been a lot of times, and I've seen this figure, this Batman specifically, drawn actually by quite a few people, something very, very similar, and I'm sure that they're getting it from here. I think I've probably done it too, so I can't judge. Here's a style that really kind of reminds me more of, I'm so bad with names. You know what? It's a different style. Mobius, a little bit, not really. It's on the tip of my tongue and I'm not going to think of it, but a very different style for him. And you can still see that it's his work, but very cool. There are a ton of covers in here. Every one of them is just a masterpiece of design. And that's why this is really one of my favorite books. It just has so many incredible ideas. And there have been so many times I've needed to come up with something. You know, I want something that is iconic. And he's so good at doing that. And just looking through this book and trying to find, ideally not something that just completely copy, but like a direction to go in, because it's not really a strength of mine. I don't really consider myself much of a designer. So you know, I rely on geniuses like Darwyn Cooke. Look at this one. Here's an iZombie cover that again is a real departure from some of his other styles, but it's really beautiful and very designed. Has a lot of kind of 50s, 60s, I don't know, flair. And here's something that is very Mobius. You can really see the Mobius in this one, and some Mike Mignola kind of in this one. You know, it really designed as nicely as Mike Mignola picture. Go through some more of his Mobius stuff. And it's just it's unusual for an artist to have such an ability to go from style to style. There's a lot of, I don't want to go through like a huge section that's very, very similar. And here's going to a bit more of an inked brushed style for this one. And that is just a great cover. And it's constant in the book. Like he just has such a sense of picking up from a story the coolest moment, the most, you know, arresting moment, and then showcasing it in the most interesting way possible. And a great sense of design too. He is able to use his shadows and shapes and geometry to frame a picture as well as anybody. Like I love how he's done these buildings. The building really is mostly just, it's a flat color. The light here, I don't know if he did the colors himself, but it's very strategic how he's done it right at the faces. And all of the shadowing on the buildings is very, very strategic. It doesn't interfere with any of the shadow that he has in the foreground. It's just light enough that it pushes back. He's got a pretty decent sized shadow there, but it really pushes into the background, which is a challenge to do when you're doing full dark and light in something that's really close in the foreground and really far in the background. It can flatten, and he's a master of not letting that happen. That is an incredible cover. This one, I mean, that's great. This one, I gotta be honest, it's not really my thing. It's a cool cover, but that is really, really amazing. Let's just spend the next hour going through this book.
All right.
Look at that.
Let's go.
And you know, this is a scene that happened in the book, but to pick that angle, it's just masterful. I mean, look at that cover. Yeah. You don't care.
Dave.
Heartless. We're going to look at one more and then we'll stop. Here we go. Yeah. Anyway, there are so many in this book. It really is just endless. If you can find this book, I really recommend it. No matter what kind of artist you are, what your style is, there's just so much in here. I mean, look at that. It's such a great shot. You know, just so many composition ideas and great shot design and just beautiful work. So I really recommend it. It's a great resource, and I'm just a big fan for his work in and of itself. All right. I'm all done.
All right. Oh, I missed some stuff on while you were doing that. All right. We have a super chat from Navy Sharks for $20 US. Hi, Dave. Hi, Meredith. Hello, Finch Flock. So you guys get Thanksgiving and Halloween in the same month in Canada. We do.
Yeah.
Although I do use the American Thanksgiving as like that. I should set up Christmas now. Because it's the end. It's like 1st of December. I used to do, but then doesn't feel like enough time.
Yeah, well, Christmas is so much easier to set up. So we got these lights that go on the outside of the house. They're like these tiny little miniature pot lights that go all the way around, and you can turn them on. And then they have all kinds of different settings. There's like 4th of July and Canada Day, which we have used. And, Christmas, obviously, there are like 5 different Christmas settings. So we haven't had it for Christmas yet, but we will this year. And no stringing up lights.
So nice.
Yeah, it's going to be good. We'll put up the tree. We already got the lights. Just turn them on.
I got to do a little front porch decorating. But
Right.
Jester King has a super chat for $5. Volbeat is the ish. That Rewind album is full of greats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every song. I was on the motorcycle Saturday, basically all day. And I listened to song after song, and there are no bad songs. They're incredible. They actually had a cover. It was like a 70s or 80s kind of a song, such a different kind of thing. And I'm not going to remember what it was, but it's like a total pop song. But as they're doing the song, you realize like so much of their influence is that kind of stuff. You know what they remind me of sometimes? I'm reluctant to say it because I'm going to sound like an idiot.
Were you waiting? You took such a big pause. I was like,
well, I don't know if I should say this.
Don't say it then. All right. Rolinda Moxel Hexamilli, I hope I did that right, says, Meredith, can you please sing something? Do it exactly how Dave likes it. Dave. If Isaac was here, I'd sing happy birthday, but
yeah, that's right. It's his birthday.
So, and he's not paying attention.
No, he's up there playing with his new phone.
Yeah. Nick from Detroit says, Meredith, my birthday is Friday. Oh. I'd be singing every week, Dave. Happy birthday.
Maybe you wanted to just save that one for Monday. I don't know. Do what you want. Meredith's a little tired. I don't know if she's gonna do it. You think you can do it?
I can sing happy birthday. All right, you ready? Are you gonna die? Should you put your camera on so people can see the hate on your face? All right. So I'm gonna sing happy birthday. Isaac's not here, but I'll sing to him and to Nick from Detroit. Happy birthday to Nick from Detroit and Isaac. Happy birthday to Nick from Detroit and Isaac. Happy birthday to Nick from Detroit, Isaac, and anybody else who had a birthday in the last week. Happy birthday to Nick from Detroit and Isaac. And
okay.
I can keep going.
No.
But that's what Dave wants. Dave's like, that's it. Good.
Out of the way.
All done.
Got that taken care of.
I've done I have to come up with new songs to sing, but that's the only one that's not copyrighted.
I'm finding these pens right now, I'm not getting the kind of line quality that I really like. And I am sometimes, but like last week, same thing. Like
Are they wear it out?
I don't know. I even opened a new one last week and it did the same. So what's going to end up happening is this is not really where I want it to be. And then I'm going to have to go to the smaller pen and just clean it up.
Michael DeFonte has a super chat for $10. He says, hello, David and Miss Meredith. I found drawing to streams and videos with working professionals, comic artists such as yourself, simulates a studio environment, which helps to get the work done.
Yeah.
It's actually a great idea. Feels like you're hanging out with somebody.
Yep.
That's one thing that you really aren't studios anymore.
There aren't. Now studios are, it was a rare thing. It was, Image kind of pioneered it, and it's not really being done now. And so it's not something that was ever common over the course of the history of comics. Hopefully I'm right saying that. Somebody's going to say, no, there's this and there's that. I'm sure there are a bunch, but it's not really, the standard. And I do think, okay, I'm not going to name any names, but I've definitely met some artists from like previous generations that are crazy, you know, like they're very convinced of their genius. And look, I agree, they're geniuses, some of them, but yeah, they're a lot. And I think that's as a result of not being in a studio where people, you know, kind of beat you down for years on end. So you learn a little humility.
Cool. Something and then just got flipped. Oh, somebody said they had their Christmas tree up. Where did it go? Chris Burke. My Christmas tree is up already. It went up this past weekend.
Oh, nobody believes that. You never took it down.
That's too early.
Just admit it. It's been up all year.
I'm not gonna lie. September might be a little early for me.
That thing's been up all year. Well, maybe not. Some people love Christmas. I love Christmas, just less than Chris Burke.
I love Christmas. Adam Meyer has a super chat for $10. Adam says, hello, David Meredith. Will there be another Kickstarter book? The Art of Marvel book will be a Kickstarter book, correct?
It will be, yes. We're going to have a few less tiers. There were a few that were difficult to follow through. So there'll be a few less tiers on this one. But
you might be able to get Finch Farm merch.
Yeah, we need to send that to Jason.
Might be able to get yourself a Finch Farm t-shirt.
Jason Schechter over at Essential Sequential is the one that's running the thing. So, and if you have any questions about it, he's the one to go to essentialsequential.com, email Jason. He can help you out. And he also has my art for sale. Just, you know, throw that plug out there. What was I going to say? I don't know.
Oh, One Mighty Art says, Dave Finch, I forgot to mention you can edit your music in the YouTube channel or the YouTube studio and reclaim the video that YouTube claimed from you.
Well, what I did is I just eliminated all the music so it's quiet.
I think that's what he's saying.
Oh yeah, no, I did that. So yeah, thank you. It was an old video. It's just a time lapse. I did a couple of those early on. I don't think anybody really watches those anyway. So I kind of didn't really worry about it too much. I just really resent having paid for music, paid for the license, and then have that happen. And look, I'm not going to say that it's predatory because I don't know, could be just a mistake, but I will say that I tried to challenge it. I showed my receipt and still got denied. It is very frustrating. At that point, you just feel like you're being, you know, scammed.
Waiter Shush is here with the super chat for $6.98. Just saying hi, D&M, and to the flock. Prepping art now for Singapore ComCon in December. Thanks for the inspiration, as always.
Thank you. Great to see you. Or, you know, I guess.
Good to have you here.
Thank you. There you go. Yeah. I haven't been to Singapore. It's been a few years now. I think it's 2018, maybe.
I don't know. You're
been a
asking
few
the wrong
years.
person.
Yeah. Let me put it this way. It was long ago that I was in really good shape. I remember, like, there were pictures. I've got some pictures from when I went. Now I feel like unethical if I send those as like a press photo.
Oh yeah, because you're like one of these.
I'm not looking like that anymore.
One of these things is not like the other.
That's right.
One of these things just doesn't belong.
Are you saying I don't belong?
Eric Hagler says, apparently I cannot submit a super chat, so I'd like to submit an idea for Dave as a Monday night draw of the Headless Horseman.
That would be very cool. All right. I will take that one under advisement for sure.
And Chris Burke says, ha, 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 I really did just put it up. With reference to his Christmas tree.
Chris is insane. Not bad insane. Don't get me wrong, Chris, but you're nuts.
John Horkler wants to know, oh, Dave, have you tried the new calligraphy pen yet?
Oh, no. What is that?
I don't know.
Who asked?
John Horkler.
John, if you have any information about it. Oh, you know what? I got I think it was last week. Somebody was right, and I wrote it down.
You've not tried it yet.
I have not tried it yet. And now look at that, John. I totally forgot. This is why I wrote it down, because I just forget. You know what? Let me this week. It was a really busy week. I wish I could show you guys. I could probably show them the cover. What do you think?
No.
You should see the cover that I did.
No,
I'm not saying it's great. I'm saying
No.
it was a lot of work.
it was a lot of work, and they'll see it when it comes out. Stop doing that.
All right.
Navy Sharks, you're going to get in big trouble.
I already got in trouble.
Yeah, you already did, so stop doing it. Navy Sharks has a super chat for $5. This is on behalf of Eric Hagler's having trouble sending a super chat. Oh, I already read it. Dave, Eric would like to submit the Headless Horseman as a Monday night idea. Navy Sharks, this is why our stream is the best stream.
Yeah.
We have the best people because people take care of each other on the flock.
We really do. Yeah.
Yeah. The flock people are the best people.
You guys are so good. Even Meredith is much less of a mean human being when she's on here.
Yeah, I was so mean tonight. Now that I'm surrounded with all the good people on the stream,
Makes a difference,
it's
doesn't
just
it?
filling my soul with goodness.
Oh man.
And you know, I'm normally a terrible person, so
Tara, yeah.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Casey Schlack, maybe I hope I said that right. The first time I encountered Backlash was in the Spider-Man Ben Riley crossover as a kid. I was super in love with it. Oh, frick. Why is the dog outside?
Do you want me to go get him?
Well, no, you're the one drawing the picture.
I know.
Ay, ay, ay.
So we're down in my office in the basement, and the dog is whining outside my window. Yeah. This is why we have Meredith here. Now that she's gone, I'm speechless. Let me put up a chat at least. Hang on. Okay. Oh, Dan Lazard is here. Good to see you, Dan. Dan, I have my phone. It has no charge right now, of course, but I have my phone. So, and I actually, so I said this last time. We have video from Dan's place from a few weeks ago when Eric was here. Eric is just about to send that stuff over. I'm going to be able to get that up pretty soon. So that's exciting. And I think, what time is it? 8:17. We might be in pretty good shape for Meredith to be able to go to bed by 9. But what it means is next week it's going to be long. I'm going to have to, this figure here isn't really working compositionally. Can you see that's my sketch over here. It wasn't working there either. I should have put it. So anyway, I'm going to have to rework that a little bit, and I have to do the background. So next week's going to be a little longer. Darmex says 3 more hours. Maybe. Oh, and Eric says he uploaded the files to the drive. So that's great. Yeah. So this week, I'd like to get some of that out and put together. You gonna leave him in here now?
Do you think?
Look, if you think you'll be all right,
Okay.
it's fine with me.
I go upstairs fully prepared to yell at Isaac for letting the dog out.
Yeah.
No, the dog let himself out.
Oh, yeah. We have a screen door. He's a pretty smart dog, and he just
Okay, sit.
digs his feet under it, like into it.
Uses
And
his nose.
okay, whatever it is. Yeah, he gets out.
Sit. Down. Put your body down. There you go.
He went all the way around just so he could go whine at the window. Maybe I should have went.
Yeah, he was so desperate to be with us and being locked out.
Yeah.
He went to go cry at the window. Now look at him. Buried nose in the couch.
Great. Hopefully he'll stay there.
Yes, I know.
Broke my Punisher mug last week.
He did?
Yeah.
Did you have it sitting on the back of the couch?
Look.
Did you have it sitting on the back of the couch?
The point is that he broke my Punisher mug.
Did you have it sitting on the
All
back
right,
of
all
the
right,
couch?
all right, all right.
So you broke your Punisher mug.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not your fault. No. All right. Where am I in my chat? Oh, Nick from Detroit says, Meredith, thank you for singing happy birthday. I miss Dave's red-faced expression, though. LOL.
Yeah. Well, I do hope that we can get whatever is causing the lag worked out. I'm sure we'll be able to figure it out. Because it is nice to have a camera. And I don't know how bad the lag was. But bad enough, apparently.
What's your favorite Headless Horseman, Dave?
Johnny Depp.
Yeah. Is that Disney?
It's Johnny Depp.
Okay, that's mine too.
It's Tim Burton. I mean, Disney, whatever, I don't know, but it's Tim Burton.
Oh, okay, so now I have no place for the computer. When are you going to be done?
I'm almost done. Relax.
Not to rush you, but
Yes,
now it's not me rushing you, it's the puppy rushing you. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Poor you. Poor puppy. Oh, Dave, Hulkster wants to know, have you ever seen or read Bad Company by Jim McCarthy?
It sounds familiar to me. Is it a book? Or is it a comic?
I don't know. It's a book. Read. I don't know. You want to say hi to the stream?
Oh, you got to be kidding.
He just
There's a limit on.
he sneezed into the microphone.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Derek Albright says, was looking for something to throw on while I work on getting my own art on t-shirts. Now this just makes me want to draw instead.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I watch a lot of painting streams when I'm drawing. You know, I find it's just nice to have something on. Something, kind of creative and so it carries over for me.
Everyone wants to see the puppy, but I don't know if it's possible to see the puppy tonight. Another time.
Yeah. I'd have to pick him up.
He weighs 7 pounds.
Yeah, I'd have to try and pick him up and point him at the camera. And I don't know if you guys remember last week when he broke my cup. That's exactly how that would go.
We'll get him on the stream at some point.
Yeah. Well, will we?
No. What do you think there, Otis? Sit. Otis, sit. Jimmy Reyes is here tonight.
Hey, Jimmy.
And Greg Al Static Art has a super chat for $1.99. Finally off work. Hey, D&M, Backlash. Nice.
It's a classic. Good to see him here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and use the thinner pen. It's 8:24. Meredith, you're going to go to bed early.
Yay.
Next week's going to be longer.
That helps me with my tough day.
I know. So just be prepared. I'm kind of sacrificing a little time this week for next. I'm sorry, but I figured you'd be all right with that.
You make me stay up late.
I might even. Now, you know what? I really hate to do part of this off the stream, but we'll see how it goes. Because so Backlash, I did all with my Tombow. It's giving me a bit of a blunt edge. And so now what I'm doing is using my Micron to start to clean things up. And I can really go in and re-sculpt up my lines. And I can spend hours doing this. I don't have hours, but I can certainly make it better than it was. And it really needs it, unfortunately. I just wasn't getting the detail out of that pen today or last week. I don't know what's going on. Humidity or whatever it is, they're just kind of working a little strangely.
There is a lot of humidity in the air today.
So maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Who's to say?
And I have to be careful with these ones because I can start getting really fuzzy and hairy with it. Let me zoom in a little bit since I'm doing detail.
Jimmy Reyes Art has a super chat for $2. Jimmy says, let's give him more super chat so Meredith stays awake. Oh, Jimmy.
I think you're going to be all right.
Nicole Francis says, Meredith, I missed you. I love your jokes. By that he means when I take pot shots at you.
Yeah, I think that's what that means. Yeah.
Extreme Maybe says, post him on the flock page. I'll post a picture of him on the flock page.
All right.
That's a good way to do it.
We really have no pictures of him up, eh?
On my own personal. I haven't put pictures of him up lately, though. It's all the horse pictures. Navy Shark says, Meredith, you should record the cough and sell it as a downloadable ringtone.
Navy, you're making her cough.
I don't know.
It's like a psychosomatic thing now.
Who would buy it?
Nobody, obviously.
Somebody would buy it. The flock would buy it.
Yeah, no.
Somebody be sitting there going, coughing. All right, it's Devon Vo reminded me it's time to hit the like and subscribe button. 8:30 already, and I haven't said. I always forget now. If you're not, pardon me, one of the 421,000 subscribers. Do you remember last week and it was 418? And you said that we round up around here, but we didn't round up because then 421, an increase in 3,000 subscribers wouldn't have been as impressive.
All right, there you go.
So clearly people know what they like and they like Dave. So subscribe.
Oh, you know what?
421,000 people can't be wrong.
Before I forget.
And I'm going to, and I'm still talking. I'm going to hit the like button. I'm number 453.
Thank you for that, Meredith.
You're welcome. Now I'm going to unlike it. I'm going to give you the thumbs down.
Thank you.
You're
Again,
welcome.
yeah, that's great.
No,
I
didn't.
All right.
What were you going to forget?
If anybody has an idea for what to do for the next, I did change this time, which was fun and it was quick.
You said you were going to do something else.
All right, I'm going to do something. I already did change, so I'm
but you said you had an idea. I thought.
Oh, no, I have no idea what to do next.
Oh, I thought you had an idea.
No,
when we were talking at dinner.
No. Anyway, so yeah, throw out some ideas, something quick, and I'll do it for the next one. It was so fast to do. It's like it's a weight off just being able to get a video out versus I just haven't had time. And it's really been stressing me that I haven't put really any tutorials out. So it's nice to get something, even if it's quick. Sometimes those can be a little better anyway. I tell myself so I feel better.
All right. Michael Lupo had a super chat for $2.79. Michael says, so damn happy Monday Night Draw is back. Thank you so much, Michael.
Yes, thank you very, very much.
And Michael has another super chat for $2.79. My Mondays just got so much better again.
Yeah, no, it's Tuesday, unfortunately, this week, but yeah, and thank you. And mine too. I've really missed this a lot. It was great to be able to get Meredith to come back on. It was tough because she was just too tired all the time. And she just couldn't do that. You know, we'd do something instead of wrapping up at 10, I'd be wrapping up at 10:30. And by the end of it, like the next morning, she would really pay for it. So 7 o'clock, it's working much better.
All right, here are your suggestions.
All right.
Rocks and Rubble.
Okay.
Scars and Wounds.
Okay.
Jewelry.
Oh, hold on. I should be writing this down.
Tires.
Whoa. Okay. Tires.
Jewelry. Scars and
hold on.
Wounds. Rocks and Rubble.
Would you slow down, please?
Rocks and Rubble. Scars and Wounds. Jewelry. Tires. Shadows. Butts.
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 I'm not doing butts. Okay, so I got tires, rocks, and jewelry.
Debris.
Okay, that's enough to.
That's good to get you.
Yep, that'll get me going. All right, thank you guys.
Garrett Coates wants to know at the super chat for $1.99. Can you do Hobgoblin for October?
Yeah, I don't see why not. We haven't really thought about what to do, and we're going to be doing a Halloween stream, so I don't think that is a bad idea at all. Tentatively, I'm going to say yes.
For October, some point in October.
Well, it would be
Not for Halloween. We always do something different for Halloween, don't you? Like a non-comic-y character.
Yeah, generally speaking, I kind of like to do a horror character. So there you go. You know what? That's why I'm kind of hesitant.
He's saying Hobgoblin at some point in October.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, there's 4 weeks in the month, right?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, there will be one less because of Thanksgiving. But
it's a good thing I have you to let me know.
it is good because I mean, without me, where would you be?
On a beach in the
I was
Bahamas.
gonna say happier.
I would not be happier.
Oh, I want you to say that because I know.
Because I'm stuck with you. That's right.
I know where you sleep. All right, hold on here. My screen is really weird tonight. It keeps flipping. Sheldon Martin says, glad you guys can make it anytime you make it. Also, love the updates on the horses. Monsters looking good. Thank you, Sheldon.
Yeah, he's had a good summer.
He had a good summer.
I've got a first place trophy in our living room right now.
That's not a first place trophy. That's a championship trophy.
I don't know. Okay. Sure. Whatever. I don't know. What's the difference, Meredith? It said champion.
Yeah.
So is there like an actual champion and he's like reserve champion?
He's the champion.
So that's first place.
But it's better than first place. First place is ribbon.
Okay.
It's a champ. Oh, never. Go away. No. Well, I do argue it, you butcher. But not tonight when I'm tired.
All right.
Don't mess with me. Mess with me in the morning when I'm not.
All right.
Extreme maybe. Behind every great man is a good woman to poke him in the back.
Yeah.
We'll have to go back and see who you've done for Halloweens in the past.
I've done Jason from Friday the 13th.
Yep.
Freddy Krueger.
Yep.
The Chainsaw Guy.
Texas Chainsaw.
Yep. Yeah, I can't remember beyond that.
You know why I'm so tired?
Because you don't sleep enough.
Well, that and I haven't been taking my vitamins.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
It is. It makes a difference.
She does this, by the way. She comes up with some, whatever solution. And then that's the answer for
Maybe it is the answer.
a whole 2 days until she decides it didn't work at all.
No, then I take them and I feel better.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you figured it out.
I'm having asthma too. Andre Malcolm Studios has a super chat for $4.99. Can you draw Hugh Hefner versus Larry Flint versus Bob Guccione? Is that right? Battle Royale.
Bob Guccione was a publisher of Penthouse. Larry Flint was a publisher of Hustler. He was very famous for all of his First Amendment fights. First Amendment, that's a, is it for, yeah, free speech, First Amendment. Second Amendment's the gun one.
Story by Osmosis has a super chat for $10. Great to see you. Thanks for doing a stream today. Always appreciative. I'm getting into oil painting soon, so very keen and excited to do a new medium. I feel like it's been calling for some time.
Oil? Yeah, well, that's great. Well, he's Story by Osmosis. You guys know this. Aside from, if you're a little newer, you might not, but he's a very, very good, very accomplished artist, and really great with color and form. And I think oil paint is going to be incredible for you. And I'm done. So this is, yeah, well, look, I've made it as fast as I could today, and we're going to pay for it next week. Well, you are, you know, I think what's going to happen is next. Oh no, I'm not done, but I'm close.
Okay, well, let me read Greg Al's static art super chat from $9.99. I don't know where my disconnect is from posing to anatomy. A tutorial for that would be extremely helpful. I try to pay attention to your layouts on your tutorials. With the cuts and speed ups, it's tough.
Yeah, fair enough. I understand what you're saying. It's not really the easiest thing to tutorial your way around. It's what I would say is the way that I do it, because this is a problem for a lot of artists, for all of us, really, well, most of us, is if you have to raise the arm, you're drawing a figure and the arm is raised up, and it's kind of something that I know you've kind of struggled with lately. Find shots that are similar, and you can spend hours going through comics. Like, you know, like I have such a photographic memory of so many different comics, so I can say, oh, there's a great shot that's similar to this, and eventually I find it and I'm like, oh no, it actually wasn't, you know, or it is, you know. But don't be ashamed of referencing the way that other artists have done it and picking that up. And I think it's important you do that, and you'll develop faster doing that also. So I think that really kind of is the most direct solution for the problem that you're having is resorting to more reference. I wish I had a better answer than that. And I'm happy to keep doing, you know, more of the draw throughs of that kind of thing. But I do very much believe that it's a problem that you won't solve without you know, you have trouble drawing an elbow or whatever, and Frazetta does it great, and you can kind of pick that up and put it into your own work. And you know, it's an important part of developing. As a matter of fact, I find older artists, a lot of them that are, you know, a lot of us, I'm old now, that stop developing. It's a result of not doing that anymore. So I very much recommend that you give that a try. All right, so that's it. It was a bit of a quick one this week. I made this as fast as I could so Meredith could go to bed. And I'm really happy with how this one came out. Such a great character.
That's really good.
Yeah, thank you. Sometimes I'm better fast, you know?
One last super chat before you leave. Just squeaked in under the wire by Douglas R for $5. Maybe a stretch, but I'd really love to see the way you do Oink, Heaven's Butcher for my birthday in December. Maybe.
We will look into that. I say that because I don't know what that is. What is that? Do you know? I don't know what it is.
I think we both know. I don't know.
Yeah. Does anybody know? I don't want to just go until I find out what it is.
Well, you can Google it.
I'll have to Google it. All right. I'll Google it. Thank you, everyone, for spending Tuesday night with us this week. We'll be back Monday next week, regular time, which is now 7 o'clock as opposed to 8, which it used to be. So, yeah, we'll see you next week, 7 o'clock Eastern. Have a great week, everyone.
Stay safe and take care.